Is Spokane, Washington the perfect place to call home? Is it really worth the move? We're going to cover it all in this video. We'll cover the good and the bad. That way, you can be fully inspired for your move to Spokane, Washington. Hey everyone, if you're new or old, welcome back to Living in Spokane, the channel that's dedicated to bringing you everything that's good and bad about living here in Spokane, Washington. My name's Hunter McKay, and my real estate team has years of experience helping everyone move to and from Spokane, Washington. So let's dive right in. If you're considering a move to this beautiful city, then you've come to the right place. I've lived here for 18 years, and basically it's my whole life. I moved here when I was 10, and I think that I have a really good scope of what it's like to live in this beautiful, amazing, outside natural city, and also some of the challenges that come along with living in a mid-sized city like Spokane. In this video, we're going to cover some of Spokane's pros. Its outdoor activities, its clean air, restaurants, downtown life, and guys, you can drink the tap water. But don't worry, to be fair, we're also going to go over some of the potential cons. It's weather, not my favorite. Sales tax, but don't worry, no income tax. The bar scene, shopping, and my God, the North-South Freeway. So I was born in Las Vegas. Definitely a city boy. I did not fully appreciate all of the nature surrounding Spokane. We've got beautiful parks, mountains, everything that you could want in nature, just 45 minutes away at maximum. You're going to be busy. We've got Riverside State Park. It's located 9 miles outside of downtown Spokane, and it literally has something for every outdoor enthusiast. Centennial Trail begins in Riverside Park, and it's paved for 40 miles before you finally reach Lake Coeur d'Alene. The park is complete with hiking, biking, and horseback riding trails everywhere. You're going to love it. We talk about there being 17 ski resorts within 2.5 hours of Spokane, but if 2.5 hours sounds like a long way to drive, you can literally hit 3 different mountains within 45 minutes. The easiest one to go to is Mount Spokane. Mount Spokane is great because it's literally under an hour drive from almost any part in Spokane. And frankly, they also have the best chili bowl in the lodge. I might sound a little bit like a boomer here, but clean air is really important in where you live. I know a bunch of city people are like, but I'm from New York. I love it here. The air is great. I'm telling you, it's not, and you don't even realize it. I'm from Las Vegas. It's a pretty big city. It's also hot, so we don't always see the smog because it just burns off. But when I go back to visit my friends in Vegas, I get a headache, and it's not the heat, it's the air quality. When I land in Spokane, my lungs expand. I cannot get over how clean it is here. I think it's the trees or something. I don't know. We might cover this in cons. I know, fire season. That's what all the locals are going to say, but have you seen August? Okay, all right, the air quality is not awesome in August, but maybe we go to Hawaii? I have ideas. When I first moved to Spokane 18 years ago, the food scene was nothing to talk about on a YouTube channel. So I'm really happy to tell you, honestly, it's improved. When I was 10, I remember the very first 24-hour McDonald's getting installed. Yep, you heard that right. The first 24-hour McDonald's, and it was a big deal. Thankfully, that's no longer headline news. We even have a Michelin star restaurant downtown. And so with every beer, brought, and brewery you could possibly imagine, you've also got fine dining, steaks, and really great seafood. I promise you, there's even an Ethiopian place. We're hitting the big time. All the locals say that downtown sucks. That's just because they're really addicted to their car. There's no room for your car downtown. Don't bring it. Take an Uber. But don't worry, the downtown's totally walkable. Even in winter, they've got sky bridges that connect most of the buildings, so it's a pretty cool place to go. Going along with the clean air, one of the other things that's really amazing about Spokane's environment is we're built over an aquifer. And on top of the 2,000 tests performed every year to make sure that we have clean drinking water, you can literally drink water straight out of your garden hose or tap. Now, for people that are from farm country, that might be normal, but for a city slicker like me, that's absolutely incredible. I was amazed. Honestly, we have Fiji bottled water everywhere in Las Vegas, so getting to drink it straight out of the tap, mind-boggling. Moving on to the cons, we're going to talk about the weather. Now, this might not be a con for everyone, but as you might have guessed from my chili bowl comment, I don't really like skiing. I don't like being cold. I prefer the lakes. But you caught me, when it gets to 0 degrees like it has been this week, I'm not about it. It has been snowing. It's been raining sideways. Are the roads plowed? No, not that well. We do get around to it, especially the main drag and all of the freeways. But ultimately, if you're on a side street or up on 37th of the South Hill, just Amazon your groceries, please. Have I mentioned that I'm from Las Vegas? We put on our puffy coats and Ugg boots at 70 degrees. So that's just to kind of give you an idea of where my foundation is. If you're one of those people that like snow, you like skiing, really, our weather is pretty mild. We get some snow days, but for the most part, we send kids to school all the time. We just wrap them up in some bubble wrap and say, we'll see you when you get home. Here's some hot cocoa. So if you're coming from an area where you're not too familiar with snow, don't be scared. Get a four-wheel drive car, bring a snow shovel. That's not your garden shovel. We make them out of plastic. They're a lot lighter. Seriously, folks, I had a guy from California move up from San Diego, had never seen a snow shovel before in his life. I love that for him, but we have snow here at least every year. But for those of you that love skiing and snowboarding, like I said, 17 mountains inside of 2.5 hours and 3 within 45 minutes. For those of you that love it, go and have a great time. You've got a really long ski season. I know we just said in the pros that the downtown was awesome, so obviously there must be bars everywhere. Not really. Well, it depends on what you want for a bar. Me, I would rather go to a club or some kind of really good nightlife, and I feel like that's what's really missing in Spokane. Yep, we've got breweries, we've got every craft cocktail that you could want. We do have a pretty cool, nice bar scene, but I just don't think there's anywhere to go dancing. Maybe I'm wrong. Post it in the comments if you think I am. Nobody likes taxes, right? We prefer to avoid them, and so naturally moving to a 0% income tax state like Washington, that's going to save us money, yeah? If you're a W-2 income earner, you work for someone else, you go to a job, yes, that's probably true. You're probably going to save money in taxes by moving here, especially if you live somewhere else that does charge you a percentage of your income tax on the state level. Washington doesn't. Unfortunately, that doesn't make sense if you're a business owner. If you own the business, there might be business state tax, use tax, a whole bunch of other different taxes that my accountant keeps track of for me because God knows I'm not going to. It's important to pay all of them, and it's important to pay them all on time. And it's a lot more complicated here than it is in other states. And so I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not familiar with how all this works. But if you are a business owner and considering relocating to Washington, this is definitely something to consider. The North-South Freeway. It's a funny joke at this point. If you're local, you know what I mean. It now connects some unused part of Freya to some unused part of the north side, and like 2 cars use it every week. So hurrah, thank you, Spokane, we're so happy. If you're from an area that builds roadways at a quick pace, like Vegas or Japan, the North-South Freeway will just seem confusing to you. When I was 10, it was set to be completed in 6 years, I think. I don't really know. We're now approaching year 18, and I don't know what the recent projections are, but why on earth would I believe them anyway? So I expect flying cars will be the thing that really gets me from the north end of Meade to the south end of South Hill a lot faster than the North-South Freeway, but we can all hope for the best for concrete and asphalt. Now that we've reached the end of our pro and cons list, that really brings me to the end of this video. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end, and I hope you really liked it. If you enjoyed what you saw, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment or suggestion down below. We'd really love to hear from you. And if you need any help in real estate or mortgage, come reach out to my team. We'd love to help.